meant to, and it's not meant the knee to touch, the shin is actually meant to touch. Because I've seen a lot of kids do these drills, and I've seen them being done in gyms, and I see the knee trying to touch, and that's not actually what you want. You want just the shin to touch so that you get that quick lunge into it. It's not going to be that deep that your knee actually touches. So it's important the way the kids do it and that they understand what's happening. And of course, then the shape and the kick going in. Next, shin. That was actually perfect with the shin touching. And having them go over to their bellies so they understand the pressing forward of the hips, so their hips aren't pulling back on the landing. Now, even when I start doing this, I have, which is faded out here, but a line on the floor. So from the very beginning of all the drills that we start doing for beam, I always have them on a line or a line on the floor because I want them to get used to where they're stepping and for their eye line, to get used to seeing a line and seeing themselves on the line. Because a lot of beam, it's basic gymnastics. I mean, if you think about it, compared to what these kids are doing on floor, what's happening on beam, back handspring step out, back handspring layout, these are all basic things. The difference maker is knowing what you're looking at. When you know what you're looking at and you know what you're seeing and you know that you can see it the whole time, you feel like you have more control. Which beam is about control. So I find when they get into, and we're building the pathways, the neural pathways and the physical pathways. So as we work and drill these skills from the very beginning on the floor and we're giving them a line and an eye line, they're getting accustomed to seeing the beam and seeing their foot land on the beam. And then it just becomes organic when they move to the beam. So this one onto the panel mat so we can get a little bit of block. I also have, which you can't see on the screen, a foam block here. I don't know if you can see my arrows, but anyway, at the end so that it's showing her the eye line. So her shin touches up onto the mat, the foam block is her eye line, which is the end of the beam. And then from there, moving to the beam. And again, I like to keep the foam block so that it keeps the normalcy. Is that even a word? It keeps the normalness of how they learned the skill. So nothing really changes as they move and progress onto the beam. It keeps everything normal and the same, and then they're comfortable. Again, you can see here where the beam is set up, there's a line extending from the beam, and there's a foam block at the other end, creating the eye line for her. So everything stays the same and in one simple line. Show that one more time. And then the transition from there to just moving back and doing it on the beam is simple.